What is the best stocks and shares ISA to use in 2026? Well, what's the best for one person might not be the best for another. Fortunately for you, this video will break down our top choices in a variety of categories, so we'll have an ISA for you to consider regardless of whether you're a long-term holder, an active trader, or somewhere in the middle. The fees you'll pay when investing with these platforms have been heavily taken into consideration because fees are one of the main things that you can control, and they have a significant impact on the future value of your portfolio. However, we are aware that some people have a stronger peace of mind when investing through a more traditional broker, even if the fees are much higher, so we've added a specific section in for these options later in the video. Every platform we mention is authorised by the Financial Conduct Authority in the UK, and please remember that all investments have risk. This video isn't financial advice, ISA rules are subject to change, and these platforms also might change over time. But everything was correct at the time of recording. Also, some of the ISAs that we mention offer welcome bonuses, so I'll put details of all of those and any other useful links in the description and pinned comment below. Kicking things off, we'll look at the best stocks and shares ISAs to use if you specifically want to invest into ETFs or exchange traded funds. When it comes to investing into ETFs, Trading 212 is one of the best options on the market in our opinion. Their zero account fees and zero commissions on trades plays a big part in this, and they also currently have over 4,600 different ETFs to choose from at the time of recording. You can buy fractional shares of these ETFs as well, and seeing as Trading 212 don't have a minimum deposit or investment amount, you can invest with as little as £1 into any of the ETFs on their platform. There's a nice selection of filters for you to use to narrow down your options, which splits the ETFs into 5 specific categories. So, say you only wanted to see funds that include stocks and shares, you can select equity and then filter again by a load of other options. Trading 212's Pie feature also allows you to create a portfolio of up to 50 different ETFs, which you can then invest into in a single investment as a one-off, or you can select Autoinvest and set up recurring investments. And if you deposit into your account using a standing order with your bank, you can avoid any deposit fees. Another benefit you get with Trading 212 is their easy-to-use app that lays everything out clearly so you can manage or make investments from either your desktop or mobile device. And their free fractional shares offer worth up to £100 when you get started by using our link or promo code FIN is also really good for those wanting to try them out to get started. However, one of the ways that Trading 212 make their money is through their CFD account, which we don't use and would never promote as it's essentially gambling. And even inside of their ISA, they will give you the option to trade certain assets as CFDs. When you click through, you'll be prompted to open a CFD account, and in our opinion, this isn't a good idea. Most people lose money when trading CFDs, so best to just avoid. Another option when it comes to ETFs is Invest Engine, which is definitely a great option to consider. In fact, they even call themselves the ETF investing platform. The reason they call themselves this, and why they are one of our top picks in this area, is because you can't actually buy individual shares or mutual funds through their platform. It's only ETFs when it comes to Invest Engine. But not only that, they are right up there with Trading 212 in terms of how cheap it is to invest with them, as they also don't have any account fees and they don't take any commissions on trades either. Invest Engine offers a slightly more stripped back investing experience to Trading 212, which might suit you depending on what your approach to investing is. If you're not as bothered about all the bells and whistles and just want to passively invest into UK listed ETFs for the long term, then you might prefer this platform over the others. Now, it might seem like zero platform fees and no commissions on trades is the absolute cheapest a platform can make investing, but let me introduce you to Prosper. Not only do they let you open an account and invest for basically free, they also have a selection of funds where the ongoing charge and transaction costs you would normally pay are refunded to you. So where you'd normally pay fund management costs of up to 0.12% every year, you wouldn't with Prosper's zero cost funds. There are some drawbacks to this, as you can imagine, with the main one being that, well, the zero cost funds on offer aren't exactly the most popular ETFs on the market. I mean, they only have just over 200 funds available in the first place, but the 32 that they currently offer these refunds on aren't unpopular per se, but they're also not the most popular funds in the world. But let's say you find a fund that you want to invest in, and Prosper do offer it completely free of account fees, trading commissions, and fund management fees. You're not going to find it cheaper anywhere else. And even though it might be a bit basic, their mobile app is nice and easy to use, especially if you just want to log in and check your investment's performance. So they were our top picks for the ISAs for ETF investing, but what if you're looking to invest into individual stocks and shares? Well, Trading 212 stand out again in this area as the best option to use by quite some distance, to be honest. They have over 8,000 stocks available on their platform from all over the globe, and with their low foreign exchange fee of just 0.15%, there aren't any other platforms that come close to them in terms of cost. If you only want to invest in UK listed shares, then Freetrade will be another very competitive option. But for those looking to buy shares in US listed companies like Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, Alphabet, the list goes on, it's really Trading 212 or bust in my opinion, if cost effectiveness is your biggest goal. You have a similar set of filters to use when selecting your stocks, except things are a little bit more in-depth, as you can filter right down to really intricate things like a list of companies that are reporting their earnings before tomorrow's bell. The only other platform that really gets close to Trading 212 in terms of their fees is Lightyear, who will charge you an FX fee of 0.35% when buying assets listed in foreign currencies. They do offer a decent amount of global stocks with nearly 6,000 to choose from, but there is a fairly sizable issue. Currently, they don't offer fractional shares inside of their stocks and shares ISA. Lightyear are working to make this option available, but for now, it makes the account pretty limiting for those that are wanting to invest with a smaller amount of money. The thing with Lightyear is their commitment to user experience. Their mobile app and their desktop app are both really great. I just want to say, obviously throughout this section we've been focusing on long-term investing, so for those looking to become an active gambler and do things like shorting stocks, well, you can't do those inside of an ISA. If you're not a fan of ETFs and prefer more traditional mutual funds, then this next category is for you. In a previous awards video from a few months back, we crowned iWeb, or as they're now known, Scottish Widows, as the best platform to use when it comes to investing into mutual funds. And since then, they've gone on to improve on their initial offering. Before, they charged a flat £5 commission per fund trade, but now you can eliminate that cost entirely by investing regularly with them. Seeing as Scottish Widows don't charge an annual fee for using their stocks and shares ISA, this means that you can invest into mutual funds on their platform without paying anything to Scottish Widows at all. The only issue with them is that if you don't regularly invest, then their trading fees are pretty high and could stack up fast. So Scottish Widows are the cheapest option to go with if you want access to a wide range of mutual funds and you're looking to invest regularly. But I'll also run you through a couple other cheap options that don't require you to invest in a certain way. Freetrade have been on a bit of a resurgence as of late, as they've now included their stocks and shares ISA in their free plan. But if you want access to mutual funds, then you'll need a paid membership. Now, if you pay for their standard plan, which is around £5 a month, you can invest into hundreds of mutual funds as often as you like because they don't charge commissions on individual trades. Not only that, but their app is really well designed and you have all the filters you could ever need to cut straight to the point. Freetrade is another company that offers free shares as a welcome bonus, which again I'll link down below if you're interested. It is worth mentioning Prosper again here, as they don't charge any dealing fees or monthly account fees, making them the cheapest by far. The only problem is, again, that there just aren't many fund options available to you. But if you can find the mutual fund that you want to buy on their platform, then you can do so in a very cost-effective way. Potentially even close to zero fees completely if the fund is part of their zero fund fee list. Another relatively good option to consider is Lloyds Bank, who only charge a respectable £1.50 per trade on mutual funds if you don't take advantage of their regular investment service, and you can wipe this out entirely by setting up a regular ongoing investment with them. However, they do have a yearly account fee of £36 or £3 a month, and if you don't exclusively buy mutual funds, for example, if you want to invest into mutual funds and something else as well, then they could be a really expensive option as they charge £9.50 per trade on UK stocks, which can only be reduced to £8 per trade if you make more than 8 trades a month. At the start of the video, I mentioned that fees play a big part in how we've decided which platform was the best for each section, but if you're someone that is willing to pay some monthly fees in order to use a more traditional, longer established broker, you know, the types that have telephone support and you can send them a letter if you want, then here's a rundown of the main options and a brief explanation of what we think about them. Starting things off with one of the UK's most established brokers, in fact it's the most popular broker in the country, we have Hargreaves Lansdown. They've been around for over 40 years now and offer everything you could possibly want from a stocks and shares ISA. It just costs a little more than you necessarily need to pay, as they have a share dealing fee on UK shares of £11.95. But this can be reduced if you buy multiple shares every month. And they also offer a good discount if you regularly invest into ETFs as well. A nice bonus of choosing HL, and not something we can say for many other brokers out there, is that you can open a junior stocks and shares ISA completely free of charge. So if you're out here looking for the best junior stocks and shares ISA account, then this is definitely an option worth looking into. But I will say that both their desktop app and their mobile app are complicated and clunky, and are in major need of bringing into the 21st century. Overall, they can be quite expensive and not the nicest to use either, but they might be a fit for some. AJ Bell is in a similar position to Hargreaves Lansdown, where if you only buy shares or ETFs through their platform, then they have a very low price. But this cap is lifted, and the fees can increase significantly if you invest into mutual funds, just like with HL. Their mutual fund and share dealing fees are more stomachable than HL's, but they don't have the added perk of a free junior stocks and shares ISA for your kids. Interactive Investor also stands out to us, but only if you have a really large account balance with them. If you invest a huge amount of money into mutual funds, ETFs and shares, and have your money spread out across your ISA, pension, junior accounts and more, Interactive Investor look very attractive. But again, this is if you invest passively on a regular basis. If you want to trade more actively, you will get hit with a lot of additional charges that will make them a fair bit more expensive. If you're only looking to invest anything less than £1,000 a month via regular investments, while not having a significant existing portfolio that's also stored on the platform, then this will be a fair chunk of your investment gone immediately. Meaning you'd need to hope that your investment performs abnormally well in order to counteract the fees. In short, they're a good option if you're loaded. Despite being one of the most well-known brokers out there, Vanguard has unfortunately eliminated themselves from the running of Best Stocks and Shares ISA. But we still want to mention them in this section as a lot of people will be interested. In our opinion, they're not a leading option for beginners, or those with the biggest bankrolls either, as they don't compete on price or offering, and honestly, they just haven't translated into the digital era very well at all. The Vanguard app is clunky and unfinished, and to top it all off, you can actually buy a lot of their own funds for cheaper through other platforms. It is hard to compete with Vanguard in terms of reputation, and they did lower fees on funds recently, but again, you can just buy Vanguard's funds elsewhere for a lower cost. Outside of each of the investing categories we've been through, there were a couple of other potentially interesting platforms that we wanted to speak about and explain why we didn't include them in the video. Perhaps the most interesting platform that we excluded from this list is XTB, who have made quite a lot of noise since they introduced their stocks and shares ISA, especially in the creator/finfluencer space. They're free to open an account and trade with, they're flexible and offer fractional shares, so on the surface, they look great. But with XTB, we just want to be careful and take our time to make sure we're not jumping full steam ahead into recommending somewhere that we have any doubts about. And we do have a couple of doubts about them. This is quite a difficult one to cover because we want to be as objective as possible, and we want to base everything on facts and opinions that we can clearly back up and that you can verify for yourselves. If we say an app feels great to use, then that's obviously an opinion, but you could go ahead and check for yourself and hopefully see what we mean. But with XTB, there's just something that we can't quite put our finger on. And if we look at their Trustpilot page, whilst again this isn't the best source of truth in the world, over 1 in 5 of their reviews rate them 1 star. There's also a warning on their profile about the removal of fake reviews. Now, what I will say is that we don't know if these are fake positive reviews that XTB have bought, or fake negative reviews that competitors have bought. All we know is that they have apparently been identified and taken down. Despite this, XTB still have the lowest Trustpilot score out of all the platforms we've looked at in this video. Hopefully we're wrong that the vibes just feel off, and who knows, they could be the best pick for next year. We just want more time to form an opinion that we're more certain of. eToro's Stocks and Shares ISA, on the other hand, despite being a very popular trading platform, is one to forget about, at least in its current state. The ISA is actually provided by Money Farm, and to be honest, if you're not bothered about finding a decent ISA, then you're better off just opening an account with them directly. Also, the integration of this ISA into eToro's app is pretty dreadful. It's kind of tucked away in the menus, and it's really easy to accidentally click out of the ISA and start using their standard account, where you could potentially start trading CFDs without even realizing. I will say that their fees have improved over the last year, and we have seen them taking feedback on board with design and development changes, so hopefully they can iron out these criticisms to make it a genuinely good and cost-effective ISA. At the time of recording, it's neither extremely cheap nor great to use, and they don't have the same trustworthy reputation of some of the more traditional brokers to fall back on either. So there you have all of our thoughts about the best stocks and shares ISAs you can open in 2026, regardless of what you want to invest into. Hopefully this at least gives you some food for thought if you're looking to open an ISA this year, or if you're wanting to make the switch for whatever reason. If you're still confident that your platform offers a better ISA than these, please do leave it in the comments so we can take a look. And let us know whether you think we're wrong or whether you agree with our choices.